Hi, this time around we're going to be talking about a small part of the larger project with Delancey, and that's the scaffolding. So this video is just about the scaffolding. Now the scaffolding itself is featured on the very end of the Ricket building build, and it's laser board that's supported by some scale 4x4s and was done quite easily, and even more easily for you guys because you have everything laser cut in front of you. So this is how it works. The first thing to do is locate the scaffolding part sheets. Now there are only two sheets on the scaffolding. One is called LB, which simply means laser board, and the other one is called P like Peter 64. As you all know in bar mill speak, that means plywood a 64th of an inch thick. Now Lenny's going to hand me, there we go, excellent, going to hand me a little pointer stick so we can show you this. Now the first thing to do is remove the components of the laser board from their sheets. Simply use a sharp number 11 hobby blade to do that. There isn't much prep work on this at all to do. Now typically we would prime these with gray. You want to definitely prime them before adding a final color. In this case what we did was we actually built this without the planking before painting it. The idea was to build the whole thing in together, spray some gray primer in. It's very open architecture, so it's easy to do that, and then add a finishing coat of yellow, in which case, in this case, I actually went in with a brush, if I remember, and did it with a brush, although here again, if you use an airbrush, it's easily gotten to all the surfaces inside and out. Now if you look at the actual diagrams on construction, you'd have to turn to the next page, which is what I'm doing here, and that would bring you to this simple illustration right here, if you can see that, I hope. And what we're going to do is reinforce this whole assembly with two kind of hidden structure elements. They're 4x4, scale 4x4 posts, and the interior 4x4 bracing actually does not go on the front panels here, but it goes on the end two panels, and this way the front panels have something to glue to. This is not bent and wrapped around. These are actually 1, 2, 3, 4 separate panels with some overlays, and they're called Z panel overlays, or exterior bracing, 2 sides per panel, and that'll give you some dimension and give you this X bracing form that you normally see on this kind of a situation. Very simple to do. You lay it up, you put it together. You don't get involved at this point with the interior planking. You just make sure it's square. It'll be plenty sturdy. And once it's assembled, spray it gray, prime it with the gray is what I'm saying, and then hit it with some reefer yellow, which is what I did here. And then once that's done, and here again before completing assembly and adding the interior planking itself, I hit it with some alcohol and India ink. I didn't want some bright colored surface here. I wanted something that looks like it had been toted around and set up and torn down countless times. Now the final thing is that on the P64 piece, you have actually two different elements. One element is the 3 layers of planking that you would insert here, and it's a little delicate to do that, and all we did here is we did not paint the planking at all. We simply added some alcohol and India ink wash to it and glued it into place, and of course once these were glued into place, everything else got that much sturdier as well. The other things you'll see on the P64 sheet are 2 ladders, and we have them tucked inside of the assembly, and they would lead between the layers as you could see more easily in the photos than you can here. And those again were painted, primed and painted with the yellow to match the superstructure there. All in all, this unit was actually measured against this building, so when you have when you're mounting your painters, which did come with the kit, everything will work out and it'll be just the right height and add some visual interest. The only thing of interest in addition is that the sidewalk that comes with the kit was doubled in thickness here because we needed a thicker, wider surface to mount this on, and we just inserted a curve right here, an outside curve, and doubled it up. It was very, very simple to do, and added what we think is a lot of interest to the scene. So that's the scaffolding assembly as featured on the Delancey Street kit.